Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Gulfstream Park here on Saturday. It is December the 10th, 2016. Gonna look at the stakes races on today's program from Gulfstream. But before I get onto that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections from racetracks across the world. So the stakes races I'll be looking at on today's program, all of them. So races 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's get on to today's action. Starting off race number 2 from Gulfstream. It's the third running of the House Party Stakes, per $75,000 for fillies 2-year-olds. Field of 9 horses running the 6 furlong distance here. 3/4 of a mile, 1,200 meters, 6 furlongs. And I show this diagram, it gives me a second to look down at my notes, so that's why. My top pick in this one, we'll go to the 3 horse, number 3, Bodie's Dream. I'm going to go 3198, 3198 in the superfecta. But number 3, Bodie's Dream, 7-2, Todd Pletcher trains this one. Last time on June the 9th at Belmont, 5.5 furlongs in the Astoria Stakes for fillies. Horse won by 2 3/4 lengths, on the lead all throughout, had a very nice run that day. Since then, they took this horse to the sideline. I think this horse should be ready to run here today. Start before at Gulfstream Park, 4.5 furlongs, made the 11th in the main special weight for 2000. Horse won by 3 3/4 lengths, 20 cents to the dollar, was an easy victory. I personally, like I said, I think this horse should be ready to run. Has been training at Todd Pletcher's base at Palm Beach Downs. Had a 5 furlong workout, 101 and 2/5 of a second, the best workout of a 9. And had another workout, 5 furlongs, 103 and 2/5 of a second, third best workout of 4. So I really think this horse should have a good run here today. I'm going to put this horse into, I'm going to do a double that connects races 2 and 3. So I'm probably going to use this horse as my single. Let's say I'm going to do a $2 double. I'm going to key in on this 3 horse Bodie's Dream. So to recap my bets for race number 2 from Gulfstream Park, it's the third running of the House Party Stakes. Going to go with the 3 horse Bodie's Dream. Going to go 3198, 3198 in the superfecta. So now let's head on to race number 3 from Gulfstream Park. The third race is the third running of the Hut Hut Stakes, per $75,000 to fillies 2-year-olds. We have a field of only 7 horses traveling a mile, 1 turn mile. And my top pick in this one will go to the 7 horse, number 7, US Diva, and do a superfecta this race. Gonna go 7-2-4-3, 7-2-4-3. Now in the double, like I said, I'm gonna do a race 2 double. Starting off with that race, gonna key in on the 3 horses. My single in that race. In this race, I'll probably use the 7 and the 2 horse. So a $2 double, it's gonna cost you $4 if you want to play it. So I'll use 7-2 in the in this leg of the second leg of my daily double. But 7-2-4-3, that's my top four. But number 7, US Diva, top pick, 5-1. Jaramillo is on the saddle, in the saddle. I don't want to say his first name because I'm going to screw up the pronunciation of it. But this horse, last time on October the 1st at Gulfstream Park on a good surface, mile 16th in those Florida Stallion Stakes. This horse finished 11th by 41 lengths. First time around 2 turns. I don't think this horse does really good around 2 turns. This horse is a better 1 turn kind of horse. Had a horrible pose vision. Just wasn't this horse's day to win. Start before Gulfstream Park, wet, fast going, 7 furlongs in the Florida Stallion Stakes. Horse finished third by 8 3/4 lengths that day. It was a little bit wide that day. It was closing up a tiny bit, but it just was a little bit too far back. And then at Gulfstream Park, 6 furlongs in the Florida Stallion Stakes for 200 grand. Horse finished third by 1/2 lengths. Again, he needed a little extra kick that day, but was closing up a little bit. If this horse gets it closer to the pace today, I think this horse should do well here today. 5-1, not a bad price on this one because these Gulfstream Park races, especially these 2-year-old races, are very wide open. So to recap my bets for race number 3 from Gulfstream Park, it's the third running of the Hut Hut Stakes. Gonna go with the 7 horse here, US Diva. Gonna go 7-2-4-3 in the superfecta. I'm also gonna do a double, starting off with race number 2. Race number 2, I'm gonna single the 3 horse, and then race number 3, I'm gonna go 2-7. So race 2, the 3, race 3, the 7-2. $2 double. It's gonna cost you $4. So now let's get on to race number 7. Seventh race, we're going to skip over races 4, 5, and 6. If you want those will be on my Twitter page at Horse Racing Kid 5. But race number 7 from Gulfstream Park is the fourth running of the Pulpit Stakes per $75,000 for 2-year-olds. Field of 15 horses. 15 horses is entered for the main track only, so only 14 can run, traveling a mile on the turf course. 1 mile. The rail will be set at its position of 84 feet, so they'll be using the outer portion of the turf course. And my top pick in the spot, we'll go to the 5 horse Hey Mike. I'm gonna go 5'10", 8'3", 5'10", 8'3". Number 5 Hey Mike, 6'1", Julien Laperoux for Mike Maker out of Cape Blanco. Last time out, first time on dirt on turf at mile 16th and November the 17th at Churchill and Lounge for 60,000. Horse finished third by 3 1/4 lengths that day. Set the pace early on, but then weakened in the stretch. An excuse for this horse maybe could have been it was his first start since June. He needed the race. I think this horse should do a lot better here today. Second off the layoff. Start before June the 10th at Belmont Park, 5.5 furlongs in the Tremont. This horse finished second by 6 1/4 lengths behind Silver Mission. It was only 4 horses. Actually, it's supposed to be a 5 horse field, but a horse got scratched at the gate. This horse, just was out kicked that day. I think this horse is not a sprinter. This horse is your stereotypical turf horse. He's bred for turf. He's out of Cape Blanco. He's out of Galileo. It's mile and a half turf pedigree. I think going a mile today, he should do well. Second off the layoff. He finished second in the Tremont, like I said. He finished second in the Kentucky Juvenile at Churchill earlier this year, and he won a main special weight 4.5 furlongs at Keeneland earlier in the season. I think this horse will have a good run here today. Watch out for this one. Second off the layoff at 6 to 1. I'm probably going to play maybe a pick 3 again or something, maybe even a double. I would single this horse in that. So to recap my bets, race number 7 from Gulfstream Park is the fourth Pulpit Stakes. Gonna go with the 5 horse Hey Mike. Gonna go 5'10", 8'3", 5'10", 8'3". So now let's get on to race number 8 from Gulfstream Park. The eighth race is the third running of the Buffalo Man Stakes per $75,000 for 2-year-olds. Excuse me, for 2-year-olds. We have a field of 9 horses traveling 6 furlongs. 6 furlongs. And there's a horse in this race that looks like a single in the multi-race wager. Pick 5, pick 4, pick 6, whatever you're playing. Pick 3, pick 2. That's the 9 horse. The 9 horse Recruiting Ready. I'm gonna single him. But I'm going to use him in his superfecta, of course. I'm going to go, my top 4 is 9-2-1-4, 9-2-1-4. But number 9, Recruiting Ready, even money favorite, Joel Rosario on this 2-year-old colt. Last time out, September the 17th at Churchill, mile 16th on the Mud Indy Grade 3 Iroquois. Horse finished third by 8 3/4 lengths that day. And, going 2 turns for the first time, I don't think that really helped. He's a better 1-turn horse. Just wasn't his day to win. After that start, they took this horse to the layoff, which I think is the key. Start before at Saratoga, August 14th, 6.5 furlongs in the Saratoga Special Stakes, Grade 2 Saratoga Special. Horse finished second by length, but got actually placed fourth through disqualification because he came in that day on another horse. It was a disappointing disqualification because he did run decently, but you have to abide by the rules. And then set for 6 furlongs in the Bashford Manor Stakes at Churchill, July 2nd. Horse finished second by 3/4 length, just getting taken, just got ran down in the final few strides of the race at the pace, but all throughout, and then got taken over. Cutting back in distance today should be the key of this horse. He's facing not as tough horses as he did the last few starts. Watch out for this horse to run a good one. So to recap my bets, race number 8 from Gulfstream Park is the third Buffalo Man Stakes. Gonna go with the 9 horse here, Recruiting Ready. Gonna go 9-2-1-4, 9-2-1-4. So now let's get on to race number 9 from Gulfstream Park. The ninth race is the third running of the Smooth Air Stakes per $75,000. It's for 2-year-olds. We have a field of 8 2-year-olds traveling 1 mile. 1 mile. And my top selection in this spot will go to the 1 horse, number 1, Fact Finding. Gonna go 1-4-8-2. 1-4-8-2. Number 1, Fact Finding. 9-5. John Velasquez on this Todd Pletcher trained horse out of the Factor. The Factor is a very very fast kind of horse. I think this horse should really do well with the 1-turn mile. But last time out, October the 12th at Keeneland, 6.5 furlongs, lance race 61,000. This horse won by 4.5 lengths. Sat back early, but got the lead and took off clear. Very cruising victory that day. And then start before our main race at Saratoga. 6 furlongs, August 6th, and main special weight for 83,000. Horse won by 2.25 lengths. Stalked the pace, got the lead, and took off clear. I would love to see how this horse does with the added distance here today. This horse, he is a kind of a sprint. The factor is a sprinting horse, like I said before, but 1 turn miles is kind of an elongated sprint, so I think he should last. He hasn't started in about over 40 days, but I don't think that should be the problem. This horse should have a good run. Had to work out Palm Beach Downs, 5 furlong workout, 102 flat, the fifth best workout at 9, and a 5 furlong workout, 102 and 4 at Palm Beach, the third best out of 6. So I think he's ready. You're not going to see a lot of very fast workouts at that Palm Beach racetrack anyway, the training center. So to recap my bets for race number 9 from Gulfstream Park, it's the third running of the Smooth Air Stakes. I almost said the Smooth Criminal Stakes. Not the Michael Jackson Stakes, but it's the Smooth Air Stakes. Gonna go with the one horse fact finding. I'm gonna go 1482. 1482. So now let's get on to race number 10, the final race I'll be looking at here on YouTube. Race number 10 from Gulfstream Park is the fourth run of the Wait a While Stakes, purse $75,000 for fillies, 2-year-olds. It's a very wide open race, I think. Field 16 horses, 15 and 16 are all swells, but only 14 can run, traveling a mile on the turf course. Rail will be set at 84 feet from its true position, so they'll be using the outer lane. And my top pick in this spot, in this Wait a While Stakes, we'll go to the 14, number 14, who is Create a Dream. Gonna go 14-2, 12-8. 14-2, 12-8. Number 14, Create a Dream, 3-1. Javier Castellano on this Chad Brown trained horse. Last time out at Belmont Park, October the 30th, mile in the Chelsea Flower Stakes. Horse won by 1.5 lengths that day, and was a little bit wide, but got up in time. Did break from post number 12, which is pretty bad. And then first start stateside in the Miss Grillo Stakes, Belmont Park, mile 16th, October the 2nd. Horse finished fourth by 4.5 lengths. Needed that race. Just had a horrible start. It was wide. Just not this horse's day to win for a start in almost since June. Out of a 4 month layoff, let's say. I think this horse should be ready to run here today. Bad post position again, but he did prove himself last time out to win from an outside post position. So I'm going to take my chances with this horse here. So to recount my bets for race number 10 from Gulfstream Park, it's the fourth Wait a While Stakes. Going to go with the 14 horse here. Create a Dream. Going to go 14-2, 12-8. 14-2, 12-8. So good luck to all and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.